Welcome to Flair Sports, where we update you on every sports news around the globe. So if you are not following us yet, make sure you give us a follow, like, and share the videos. So these are some of the legends in football history that might retire from international football. And today we bring you the news. And there comes a time in football when we have to accept something we never want to hear. That some of the players we grew up watching may be playing their final chapters for their countries. For years, these legends have given us unforgettable moments, broken records, lifted trophies, and carried the hopes of millions. And now, a generation is slowly coming to an end. First, we remember Manuel Neuer. This is number one keeper on the list. Manuel Neuer from Germany, the goalkeeper who changed the way we understand the position. A World Cup winner with Germany in 2014. Neuer became one more than just a goalkeeper. His courage, leadership, and ability to play with his feet made him one of the greatest ever between the posts. Then there is Emiliano Dibu Martinez. Emiliano Dibu Martinez from Argentina. From being Argentina's unlikely hero to becoming a World Cup champion, Dibu wrote his name into history. His saves, his personality, and especially his penalty heroes helped Argentina conquer the world in 2022. For Argentina, he became a symbol of belief when everything was on the line. And then comes Kevin De Bruyne, Belgium's midfield maestro. For years, De Bruyne has been the player who could see passes others couldn't. He helped lead Belgium through one of the greatest periods in their history, creating chances, scoring goals, and becoming one of the finest midfielders of his generation. The next is N'Golo Kante. Then we have N'Golo Kante, a player who never needed the spotlight to make an impact. His endless running, tackling, humility, and incredible work rates made him one of football's most respected midfielders. From winning the World Cup with France in 2018 to dominating some of the biggest games in football, Kante simply did the dirty work and made it look very beautiful. And who could forget Guillermo Ochoa, the Mexican goalkeeper, who became a World Cup icon whenever Mexico needed a hero. Ochoa seemed to appear his incredible performances on football's biggest stage made him one of the most recognizable goalkeepers of his generation. Then comes Mohamed Salah, Egypt's king. Salah became the face of Egyptian football, helping his country return to the World Cup after decades of waiting and reaching the African Cup of Nations final on multiple occasions. His goals, determination, and consistency turned him into a national icon, not only in Egypt, but across Africa. Then there is Luka Modric. Luka Modric, the little Croatian midfielder with a giant heart. Modric led Croatia to the 2018 World Cup final, winning the Golden Ball along the way. 4 years later, he helped Croatia finish third, and even at an age when many players would have already walked away. Modric continued to represent his country and show the world that class has no age. Class has no age. And then Neymar Jr. Neymar Jr., Brazil's number 10. Neymar didn't just play football. He entertained us, we the young ones, with his creativity, dribbling, skills, and unbelievable goals. Neymar carried the expectations of a football-mad nation. He won the Confederations Cup, Olympic gold with Brazil, became Brazil's all-time leading goal scorer, and created memories that will live forever. But perhaps the most emotional chapter belongs to Cristiano Ronaldo. CR7. He gave Portugal a generation of unforgettable moments. He became an European champion in 2016, won the Nations League, broke countless records, and became the first man to score at 5 different World Cups. For more than 2 decades, Cristiano represented the mentality of never giving up. He never gives up. The celebrations, the goals, the tears, the pressure, and the trophies. He made an entire generation believe that impossible was just another word. And finally comes Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi. Our beautiful game has rarely seen a player like him. From the little boy in Rosario to the captain who finally lifted the World Cup for Argentina. Messi's journey with his national team was filled with heartbreak, criticism, tears, and eventually redemption. He won the Copa America. He won the Finalissima. And in 2022, he achieved the dream that had followed him his entire career, the World Cup. Yes, the World Cup. Messi didn't just win it. He led Argentina through one of the greatest World Cup campaigns ever. Scored in every knockout round and lifted the trophy that had once seemed destined to escape him. And maybe that's why saying goodbye feels so difficult to some of the fans. I think they will not be able to accept this, but we just have to accept it that a golden generation has come to an end, because these players were never just footballers. They were memories. They were childhood heroes. They were the reasons we stayed awake for late night matches, screamed at our televisions, celebrated with strangers, and fell in love with football. Neuer, Dibu, De Bruyne, Kante, Ochoa, Salah, Modric, Neymar, Cristiano Ronaldo, and finally Lionel Messi. Different countries, different stories, different journeys, but one generation. And as the years go by, the time will eventually come when we see these names leave international stage for the final time. We may never be ready for it, but instead of saying goodbyes with sadness, let's say thank you to our legends. Thank you to these legends for the beautiful story. Thank you for the memories. Thank you for the trophies. Thank you for the tears. Thank you for the impossible moments. Thank you for making football beautiful. Because players eventually retire, but legends never leave. Thanks for watching.